This is Nvidia. It's the world's largest AI company, and its market cap is up $700 billion in just the last 1 week alone. So why should we care? Well, because AI cryptos tend to perform very strongly when Nvidia does. And Nvidia is about to announce its earnings report on the 28th of August. The last 2 times we've seen that, we've seen AI cryptos exploding massively. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to talk about 6 AI crypto projects that I think are going to perform very strongly because of Nvidia and because of AI crypto development in general. Hit the like button. This is an important video. Now, Nvidia makes chips for AI development. As you're probably aware, AI has become a huge talking point across the world right now, with almost every different kind of business trying to utilize AI technology. Nvidia, the stock, took a dip the other day along with that Bank of Japan news, bouncing down 35%. And in just the last few days, you can see Nvidia is back up 35.7%. And you're like, oh, 35%, that's nothing. 35% of the third largest company in the world equates to around $700 billion, which is bigger than the market cap of Ethereum. Okay, so it's bounced more than Ethereum in just the last few days. But it's this that's so important for us, the earnings report. And you can see the earnings report, next one is due on the 28th of August. So why care? Well, every single time we've seen earnings reports coming out from Nvidia, the gains have been astronomical and they've caused a huge blow up in AI cryptos each time. Whilst many people are saying that AI is a bubble, I don't really anticipate this being the case. TSMC, which is one of the largest chip providers for AI over in Taiwan, is gaining year on year 44.7% in terms of net revenue. In general, all the statistics are pointing towards massive growth in AI that is not showing any signs of stopping. In fact, many of these charts are showing that it's just accelerating towards the upside as no one wants to be left behind in terms of AI development. Okay, so before you tell me off for waffling and you're like, get to the point, just tell me what coins to buy, I just wanted to give you a little bit of context. Coming across to cryptobubbles.net, we can see that a few different crypto projects have been doing very well by selecting the year, okay? In terms of the year outperformance, we've seen Solana having a good one. We've obviously seen meme coins doing really well. We've seen some of the real world assets. But if you look amongst all of this noise, Tau Bitenza, Fetch AI, Render, we're still seeing a huge growth in AI coins. And whilst meme coins have kind of caught a bit of attention recently, you can see here capturing a lot of attention in the market, AI coins still remain just behind. Usually AI coins have the most attention beyond any other coin in the market. So what I've tried to do is give you a broad brush of different AI projects, some of which have performed incredibly strongly on those Nvidia results in the past, and I anticipate that happening again. Some of these are larger market caps, some of them are smaller ones, but I think all of these will have a fairly good run during this bull market, although I'm not a financial advisor, so anything I talk about in this video, go and do your own research, go and understand these projects for yourself if you want to buy them. I couldn't care less. Okay, this is Tau Bitenza. Unsurprisingly, the first one we're going to cover. Slightly larger market cap of $1.9 billion. So therefore, are we going to see 100x's? Absolutely not. So Tau Bitenza is basically a decentralized marketplace for AI and machine learning models. It allows different developers to share different AIs with other users around the world and basically monetize their own products. This is incredibly important because at the moment, a lot of AI tools are monopolized by the likes of Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, etc. So actually, this is where blockchain technology comes in and actually supports AI development to be able to be decentralized and used by many different people out there. Also, another key point of many of these projects you'll notice is that they're bringing down the costs of AI development and making it more available to various different people. But one of the key points we want to focus on for Tau Bitenza is that back in January 2024, you can see this was one of the earnings reports for Nvidia. We had another one in April, but look at the performance of Tau Bitenza back in January of 2024. And this was all around that hype from Nvidia that was coming out into the markets. You can see from this dip, it did 286%, which given the size of the market cap is pretty impressive. Now you can see the market is pulled back aggressively after recent highs, going down around 80% in total from people who bought that top, now sitting around 64%. But most importantly, in the Nvidia's seen significant recovery after the dump that happened just the other Monday. You can see also dumped crypto. Tau Bitenza bounced back from there around 94%. That to me is incredibly bullish and shows that this, despite kind of being a bit quiet recently, shouldn't be ignored. How big can it go in the future? Well, at the moment, it's nearly $2 billion in market cap. Anticipating this, that by 2030, the US is going to be spending around 1% of its GDP on AI development and AI software. It makes fairly solid sense that Bitenza can see a 10 to maybe a 15x during this bull market if everything goes to plan. It's going to give it a big valuation up towards 20 to maybe $30 billion, but by no means do I think that that's too outrageous in terms of where this can go. Maybe it can go even bigger, who knows. Now on to the next one, AOZ or AIOZ. $483 million market cap. Now, why do I want to cover this one? Now, there are obviously lots of AI coins that I'm not going to be able to talk about on this video, okay? I'm going to choose on 6 based on a few different parameters that I've been looking at. But actually, typically, it's because they've reacted very positively in the past to some of the kind of news that's come out from NVIDIA and various AI kind of events. Remember, again, you can see this kind of volatility that enters in whenever those kind of NVIDIA reports and things come out. AOZ basically was around in the last bull market, didn't really do a huge amount, okay, but has been consistently developing over time and has caught huge attention more recently. Now printing a fairly bullish pattern, okay, which is basically after this recent pullback towards the downside. You can see it's sort of consolidated around this bottom here, and we are seeing kind of bounces. Not only that, after that recent dip again, you saw this going up 66%. It shows investors are willing to dive back into AI coins whenever there's a sniff of positivity in the markets. So what's AOZ? Now, obviously, not purely AI stuff. Obviously, we're sneaking a bit of deep in there because I love a bit of deep in. But this basically covers a variety of different areas, and it's like a partner of NVIDIA, so I couldn't kind of ignore it. AI compute, basically huge bottlenecks in development of crypto come from the lack of compute power that's available, because compute power is very expensive for AI development because it relies on certain chips from NVIDIA. And that's why we're likely to see very strong performances from Aether, IO.net, Render over the kind of course of this bull market. But AOZ seems to be closer linked, out and out performance of AI in general, and has previously performed well with NVIDIA. That's why I chose it over perhaps some of those others. Also, it covers across things like storage space, making it competitor with the likes of Filecoin, Arweave. It's also working towards a decentralized content network, basically being able to stream videos and other things like that. Lots of other projects are doing all of these different things, but AOZ is basically putting all these things together. Again, a very large and ambitious team. Again, a bit of a trend that you might see through this video today. Now, AI compute is something really exciting within the kind of decentralized crypto space. Why? If you want to build a large language model like ChatGPT, it's incredibly expensive and incredibly time consuming. So what you do is you go and you have to go and buy all of the compute power from someone like Amazon or another one, which costs a lot of money, it takes a long time. But in order to speed everything up, in order to make it much cheaper, you can go and use decentralized AI compute power, which you can get from like areas that are in low demand right now. And then when that goes into high demand, you can go and get it from somewhere else. Not only guarantees you're going to get much cheaper compute power, but also you're going to pretty much guarantee you're not going to get any downtime, because when this stops working, you can go and get your power from somewhere else. Hopefully that all makes a very simple sense. An ambitious project to get. So yeah, in terms of market cap, 482 million, pretty big, but we've seen it going up far higher than that already. I do anticipate that maybe, just maybe, AOZ has the ability to reach towards a 20 to 25x during this bull market, which would take it up towards the kind of like the $10 billion market cap. Maybe we could even see it going towards $20 billion market cap if everything goes absolutely crazy, which I do anticipate it might happen during this particular bull market. Now on to the next one, and one I haven't really focused too much on in the past, but actually it's now sort of seen significant retraces in price, and that makes it definitely something to pay attention to. Not only that, but it's getting significant attention from none other than Alex Becker. Alex Becker is definitely the most influential YouTuber. When he talks about projects when the markets are frothy, you've seen projects do like 5 to 10x in literally a single day. We already know he's holding Destra Network. We've seen him talk about it multiple times. We've seen that he's very bullish on AI as well as gaming. Destra Network just kind of makes sense with the Alex Becker magic effect. And if you don't like what I've just said because it's not about the deep tech and whatever else, that's fine. But you've got to understand that a lot of attention and excitement in bull markets drives projects. I mean, you've just got to see it. Look, the attention recently has been going into meme coins. Meme coins don't have any deep tech or anything behind them, and yet their attention has managed to drive some of them to multi-billion-dollar market caps. Therefore, it's worth backing projects that are backed by big influencers. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, Desync, despite not showing the market cap, is around $190 million, which makes it around half the size of AOZ. And actually, if you look at Destra Network, it's kind of similar in a way to what AOZ is doing, perhaps more geared towards like the privacy end of the spectrum. Now, the first on-chain one-stop solution for all your deep in cloud and AI computing needs. You can see this coming up time and time again. Remember, cloud compute is in huge demand because there's just not enough of these AI chips made by NVIDIA to go around. They're also incredibly expensive to buy these chips that you need. Therefore, any kind of platform that is taking together these chips, using AI chips from NVIDIA, and then distributing the power across networks is probably going to be doing pretty well. Now, obviously, go and read through the website, but one of the main focuses I think that Destra is kind of being a bit smarter about than maybe others haven't focused so hard towards is the Destra RPC, okay, which is all basically about the privacy. And this prevents separate doxing by separating IPs from transactions, ensuring that user privacy is maintained. And that means that people are choosing Destra because of secure blockchain services. Now, this is incredibly important because a lot of companies and a lot of other industries, such as public services industries, are building in AI language models into their networks. Now, it's incredibly important that you build in privacy into that, so to ensure that individuals' information, etc., is kept private. Think about within hospitals, within finance, etc., where privacy is obviously paramount. Now, I say that desync not necessarily going to reach the market cap perhaps that AOS is going to reach, based on the fact that it's a little bit newer in the ecosystem, doesn't really get the exposure perhaps that AOS does, just by generally looking across Twitter and YouTube, etc. But I still think to get to a 10x is 1.9 billion. I still think to get to around 4 billion, a 20x for Destra is probably not that outrageous, maybe even bigger. I just want to kind of manage expectations. And obviously, this is not financial advice in any way. Go and do your own research. Go and look deeper into these coins. I'm just broad brushing them. You can see I'm not going deep diving into them. You need to go and take a look before you want to go and invest. I don't care if you invest or not. Now, the next one up, and one that, hasn't traditionally been kind of an AI coin, that is ICP, or Internet Computer. Now, a very popular coin nonetheless, with a huge kind of backing of various people. Why such a huge backing? Well, because it's a very innovative and exciting project with huge ambition into the future of the internet and all these other kind of dramatic stories. Whether that's going to be achieved in the next couple of years, I very much doubt it. I think we're going to see maybe ICP, if it can amount to anything, doing so by 2028 into 2030. But what is very exciting right now is this. Previously, ICP was a blockchain network. It's basically built to be a blockchain for various development of different decentralized applications, which has been cool. But now they've started to work running AI models as real smart contracts. This is interesting because it's allowing to build different AI technology. For example, at the moment, they've done facial recognition and other things like that directly onto the blockchain. Fully decentralized, it means these AI tools cannot be tampered with in any way. It means the security is maintained, and after managing to put on-chain facial recognition into fruition, there is down the line, they're going to be looking to bring on large language models, etc. This is the future potentially of AI being built directly onto the blockchain, and ICP are the first to be doing it. Not only are they actually doing this, but they're being very smart in talking about doing this. It's a very key part in crypto, okay? A lot of crypto tends to do very well because of attention and excitement. So yeah, it's great having a team that's built this amazing project, but you need a team that's going to be out there talking about it and telling you what they're doing and really communicating all the benefits of what they're achieving, because it's going to encourage investors into the space. ICP are very good at this. Now, ICP has managed to gather one of those kind of cult-like followings that XRP and Casper and all those others seem to have managed to get. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure behind how these kind of things come about. And that means that there's obviously endless amounts of videos telling you that ICP is going to be worth $10,000 a coin in the future, and you should be buying ICP and nothing else. To be honest, I think ICP is at worth $3.3 billion right now. It is kind of expensive, but it is possible to anticipate that this could be moving to maybe a 10x plus in the kind of bull market that we've got in front of us, based on the fact that, they're pretty good at getting lots of attention and excitement in. Now, 10x for this would take it to a $33 billion market cap, which is pretty big. But you've got to consider that right now you've got Solana around an $80 billion market cap, and Solana's got huge amounts of volume and usage right now. Therefore, you can't just speculate on like a layer one that's going to be able to do this, because yeah, it's going to be able to do this in the future. But if it's not doing this right now, you can't necessarily expect it to compete with the kind of market caps of projects like this. So yeah, I think ICP realistically somewhere around $70, maybe up to $100 per token would be very generous returns. But it's a great project. I'm very excited to see where it's going. Now onto this next one. We've literally just looked at what's going on in Solana. We know that Solana is capturing huge amounts of attention. We've seen Helium, a deep in project on Solana, doing incredibly well. As we come back here, you can see Helium up 279%, built on Solana. It's a no-brainer. Solana projects are likely to see significant growth. Therefore, AI projects on Solana are going to be likely key to watch. Render definitely as well, one to watch after its recent migration. But I wanted to look slightly towards some smaller market cap coins, and in fact Tars AI is backed by the Solana Foundation. Solana's AI infrastructure, meaning that basically if you're looking in the future to build AI infrastructure onto Solana, you might well do it by using Tars AI. And we can see here, Tars is basically stating that it's an AI infrastructure capable of training AI models, monetizing the data, and providing access to the powerful GPUs. Again, providing access to powerful GPUs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we see it over and over again. It's a very key thing to watch because a lot of these companies have identified this is how they're going to make massive money during the bull market. And that's what we want to do by betting on these companies that are trying to make money. And by being backed by the Solana Foundation, I think it's definitely one to watch. I've talked about when one ecosystem tends to do really well, for example, AVAX or Solana, whatever it is, that certain things on those particular chains will perform strongly. Typically, you see DEXs do very well. Typically, you can sometimes see like staking protocols and things like that, and DeFi. But actually, given that AI is exploding right now, and given that Solana is exploding right now, this kind of AI Solana crossover looks very interesting as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you come down through, you can see you basically stake tokens, and that gives you access to creating different GPUs. And basically what you're doing is you're kind of buying access to GPUs and the rewards that they give you back. Okay, that's kind of cool. And taking tokens out of supply allows for kind of overall increases in price to be seen. Bit of a no-brainer. Tars protocol to basically take a look at. And also, compared to a lot of the others we looked at, tiny market cap, $13.5 million. And I've seen this popping up a lot on like YouTube and Twitter right now. And so I don't really know if they've been pushing marketing campaigns, but have been gaining a lot of attention given the size of the project right now in the space. And that's kind of cool because that's what we kind of want to see early on, projects getting good attention. Now you can see I've just popped on this blue box here indicating what kind of happens every time we're in this zone. Tars previously has pumped around 100% out of here. You can see pumped up here the other day, 65%. Right now, it seems to be showing again willingness to kind of get bouncing out of this zone. You can see breaking beyond here. It benefits every time Solana seems to be benefiting. Solana goes up when Bitcoin goes up. Yeah, it's a bit of a no-brainer as well. You've got that kind of AI narrative story behind it. Go and take a look. Can it go to $1 billion in this bull market? Well, I think very much depends on whether Solana continues to grow. $1 billion would see this pushing up something like an ATX, which is ludicrous. But obviously, as a AI protocol allowing projects to build AI projects onto Solana becoming the blockchain of choice for AI developments, go and do your research. I think it looks decent. Now on to the next one I brought up time and time again on this channel, and actually has seen pretty savage downside. Now, why is it seeing savage downside? If you look at a lot of different projects, particularly ones that were very much hyped and excited around the time we saw those Nvidia pumps, you can see the AGI saw aggressive growth around these. Lots of projects that saw aggressive growth here have seen significant pullbacks. Therefore, it makes sense that they saw aggressive reactions to Nvidia back here. There's a very good chance that we will likely see more of that coming about again. Now, in terms of market cap right now, you've got $111 million on the market cap side. Not tiny, but definitely not huge either, which makes me interested in where Delysium's heading. But why I'm most interested in Delysium is actually, if you scroll down here, you can see they're already partnered up with the likes of Nvidia, big company, Google, Microsoft, Immutable X, you name it. Pretty powerful, heavy-hitting names straight away. Blockchain for AI for humanity. Basically building a blockchain-based network of AI agents. AI agents are basically AIs that go out and perform different tasks for you. If a large language model basically answers your questions, this will not only answer your question, but it will go and carry out the task for you. So, for example, how do I go and get myself a visa for traveling to the US? It will not only tell me how to get that US visa, but it will go and do the application for me on my behalf, just as an example. This is basically a network of all different AIs that are allowed to travel across blockchain through various different tech. This basically is providing an AI communication layer. Okay, so your AI agents can go and communicate across different industries, whether that's with crypto, whether that's across governments or whatever. Okay, the backbone of network enabling efficient real-time agent-to-agent communication, access to advanced datasets and other AI agent tools. You can see they've developed this tool called Lucy, which is basically a tool that allows you to interact with crypto, where you can get it to go and buy you different cryptocurrencies, sell different cryptocurrencies, keep you up to date with what's going on in the market. If you say, I want you to sell Bitcoin if it suddenly dumps 10%, then she'll be able to do that for you. And you can see it's all via the YKILY network, which is the rather nice named You Know I Love You network. Digital native financial infrastructure for AI agents. You can see it can be used in various different ways. And it's worth going across this website and looking into this one in more detail so you can understand a little bit more about its use cases. But you can see at the moment 1.4 million alpha wallets have been downloaded for Lucy. So if you want, you can come across and download your own Lucy wallet and use it for kind of different crypto transactions. 2.6 million transactions recorded. And you can see actually it's a Lucy wait list right now. Okay, so it's not available yet. You have to sort of download or register for the waitlist if you want to find out more about that. But I recommend going and reading more into AI agents and the potential that AI agents have in the future, because a lot of people now are investing huge amounts of money towards AI agents, neural networks, and these kind of things. Delysium positioning in itself to being able to be the framework for all of these different AI agents, which is what I think makes it quite cool. Doesn't seem to have a huge amount of competitors in the space. And if we look into the chart, pretty undervalued considering where it was at. Saw a recent kind of volatility reaction back towards that pump that we saw in Bitcoin, back up 58%. This is really the key, okay? If you're looking at projects right now in your portfolio that are heavily down, don't worry too much, as long as they're seeing good return volatility when Bitcoin showed that kind of bounce the other day. If what you're holding didn't bounce more than 10%, then be concerned. If it's bouncing 15, 20, 30%, then don't worry too much. These coins will see good recoveries. You can pretty much guarantee it. Solana, before the last bull market, pulled back 80%. It then ripped 250x towards the upside. 250x. If you put in $1,000, it becomes $250,000. If you put in $10,000, it's $2.5 million. A lot of these projects have the potential to rip back towards the upside after recent pullbacks. Not guaranteeing that this or any is going to do 250x. That's pretty ambitious, okay? But I think AGI, Delysium, current valuation, 100 million. I think reasonable to say that a $50 billion market cap is possible. That sees Delysium doing maybe somewhere around a 40x. It's ambitious, but I really quite like this project. Now, guys, if you want to go and pick up any of these particular cryptocurrencies or any others for that matter, then make sure you use the link down below for MEXC. MEXC is the only exchange that pretty much will have every coin that I will talk about on this video, okay? Lots of exchanges have different coins, but MEXC has the most coins available, and definitely one that you should be paying attention to. Also, 0% spot maker taker fees and 0.01% for futures taker fees, which means it's the cheapest exchange anywhere in the market. Not only that, it's got 4,500 different altcoins available. 4,500. That's way more than any others out there. Now, you're probably like, well, I can't access it in my country or whatever. Therefore, go down below, use my link and get yourself a NordVPN. Then you can pretend you're a different country and you can access all the different exchanges that you wished you could before. Not only that, if you use my link down below, you'll get 4 months extra free, and it costs just $2.50 per month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee. So a bit of a no-brainer, in my opinion, that you need to get yourself a NordVPN. Go and get yourself a MEXC account as well using that link down below, because you'll get extra bonuses by using my link in particular. And that brings us to the end. Now, obviously, there are tons of other AI projects to talk about. I've chosen to talk about these ones because they've been on my radar for a while and I pretty much like the look of them. I'm not holding all of them by any means. I'm holding some of them. Just want to give you a broad brush, different view on some different coins. And I encourage you that you must go and do your own research on these crypto coins. If you just go and do your own research, you're not going to have any conviction in why I might have talked about these coins over any others. And eventually you're never going to end up selling them because you're hoping that someone else is going to tell you to sell them. I intend to be one of the biggest crypto YouTubers during this bull market. And if I tell you at the top of any particular altcoin that I'm selling that altcoin, there's a good chance that it will crash those coins' prices. Therefore, you need to be able to sell up before I go and make that video so that you don't get wrecked. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed that clear-cut video. Hit the like button. Really helps me out more than you know. If you're new to the channel and you want to see my deep dive next week that I'm going to do into gaming coins, then subscribe and I'll see you in that video. Bye-bye.